Aaron Rodgers just stunned the Pittsburgh Steelers, not with a decision, not with a signing, with a secret contract ultimatum so unexpected that Pittsburgh's front office did not see it coming. 3 weeks of free agency, 0 written offers. While the media kept selling you a done deal, something was happening out of the public eye that nobody was supposed to find out. Rodgers is not waiting on the Steelers. The Steelers are sitting with a demand on the table they have no idea how to answer. And the secret inside that financial stipulation flips the narrative you thought you knew about where Aaron Rodgers plays next season. Behind closed doors, NFL contract negotiations follow a simple rule. When a team desperately wants a player back, they make an immediate offer. When they are unsure, they wait. Right now, Pittsburgh is waiting for something specific from Rodgers before putting anything on paper. 4 hidden factors are driving this standoff: a coaching change nobody saw coming, a money demand that doubled overnight, a draft deadline forcing everyone's hand, and a secret conversation that changes everything. Here is exactly why Aaron Rodgers hasn't signed, what he is really asking for, and why the upcoming weeks will decide the entire AFC North. The first factor is the coaching earthquake that shifted the entire landscape. Aaron Rodgers chose Pittsburgh last June specifically because he wanted to play for Mike Tomlin. He respected Tomlin's system. He trusted Tomlin's track record. Tomlin had been the Steelers' head coach for 19 seasons and recruited Rodgers personally. Then in January, Mike Tomlin stepped down. Not fired, not forced out. He chose to step away after leading the team to an AFC North championship. That's a massive shift for Aaron Rodgers. The coach who convinced him to come to Pittsburgh is no longer there. This matters because NFL players build relationships with coaches, not just organizations. When Rodgers signed with Pittsburgh last year, he was betting on Mike Tomlin's system and leadership. Now he has to evaluate whether he wants to play for someone completely different. The Steelers moved quickly and hired Mike McCarthy as their new head coach. McCarthy coached Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay for 13 seasons. They won a Super Bowl together in 2010. McCarthy knows exactly how to build an offense around Rodgers' skill set. When reporters asked McCarthy about coaching Rodgers again, he said it would be a great story. But it's really cool to see Aaron at 42 years old performing at this level. That's not frustration. That's a coach who absolutely wants this reunion to happen. McCarthy also mentioned there's definitely a decompressing period that goes on with older players after the season, and that's where we are right now. Basically, the coach respects this timeline without rushing things. The second factor is the money conversation that nobody wants to discuss publicly. Last season, Aaron Rodgers played on an incentive-heavy contract worth $13 million. That was a prove-it deal, a discount to show he could still perform at an elite level. Rodgers delivered. He threw for 3,322 yards and 24 touchdowns with only 7 interceptions. He led the Steelers to the AFC North title and a home playoff spot. That's Hall of Fame level production at age 42. Now his agent wants to be paid like a franchise quarterback, not a prove-it veteran. According to league sources, Rodgers' camp is seeking between $20 and $30 million for the 2026 season. That's double his previous salary. The Pittsburgh Steelers are evaluating whether they can afford that price tag and still build the rest of their roster. They've already spent significant money this offseason bringing in weapons for Rodgers. Michael Pittman Jr. from Indianapolis as a reliable number 2 receiver. Rico Dowdle to add depth in the backfield. They kept DK Metcalf as the primary target. According to former Steeler Charlie Batch, this isn't an emotional decision about finding passion for the game again. It's strictly a financial standoff. Rodgers outperformed his previous discount deal, and now he expects to be compensated as a top-tier starter before signing anything. That explains the empty negotiating table. The third factor is the NFL draft deadline that's creating pressure on both sides. The draft happens on April 23rd. After that date, Pittsburgh has to make final decisions about their quarterback depth chart. Steelers owner Art Rooney II made his stance clear this week. He expects an answer from Aaron Rodgers before the draft, but he also admitted he's not 100% sure what that timeline means for negotiations. Here's why that deadline matters so much. Without a commitment from their star, Pittsburgh's front office is paralyzed. Being forced to pivot and burn a first-round pick on a rookie signal caller completely alters their offseason strategy, taking valuable resources away from upgrading the rest of the roster. As of today, the franchise only has Mason Rudolph and Will Howard locked in for 2026. Because Howard just arrived out of college last year and lacks any real regular season professional experience, he remains a total unknown entity under center. While the organization likes Howard's ceiling, no serious contender gambles a championship window on a guy with 0 live reps. And while Rudolph remains in the building, his track record proves he operates best as an emergency safety net, not the primary guy. If Rodgers says no, Pittsburgh could pivot to Kirk Cousins as a veteran bridge option while Howard develops. But that's not their preference. Every indication suggests they want Aaron Rodgers back for at least one more season. The fourth factor is what Aaron Rodgers revealed on the Pat McAfee show that changes the entire conversation. When asked about his timeline, Rodgers said there's been no deadline put in front of him. There's no contract offer or anything, so there's nothing he's debating between. He's a free agent enjoying time with his wife. That specific quote is a massive red flag. The organization supposedly wants him, and reports indicate he genuinely wants to return, yet absolutely no actual paperwork exists between them. This calculated staring contest is highly irregular for late spring. It strongly implies a tactical game of chicken inside the front office. Management likely refuses to talk guaranteed dollars until they hear a definitive verbal commitment to play, while the quarterback waits for the financial baseline. Rodgers also mentioned his situation in Malibu has changed recently. Some league insiders think that's influencing his timeline and his desire to potentially stay on the East Coast instead of returning to California. Albert Breer from Sports Illustrated reported that Aaron kind of wanted to fall back in love with football again. That's why he's taking his time. This isn't just about football schemes or money. It's about where he wants to be in his personal life. When you connect all four factors, the real story becomes clear. Aaron Rodgers is waiting for the Pittsburgh Steelers to show him they're fully committed with a legitimate contract offer. The Steelers are waiting for Rodgers to confirm he wants to play another season before they put significant money on the table. It's a strategic standoff where both sides are protecting themselves. Neither wants to be the first to commit without knowing the other side's intentions. But the NFL draft deadline is forcing everyone's hand. With the draft rapidly approaching, Pittsburgh has to finalize their draft board and make decisions about their quarterback position. Multiple beat reporters with direct team sources believe the answer is already decided. Mark Kaboly, who covers the Steelers daily, said he believes the team knows already, or at least has a really good idea, that Rodgers is coming back. Trust me, he's coming back. Don't overthink this. NBC Sports insider Matthew Berry reported from the NFL Combine that Rodgers is leaning toward playing at least one more year with the Steelers. ESPN's Adam Schefter said the team remains hopeful and optimistic about bringing him back. Steelers defensive captain Cameron Hayward talked to Rodgers recently and said he sounded great. He sounded like he was at peace, but he still loves football. That's different from his final years with the New York Jets, when he seemed mentally checked out. Looking at the entire landscape heavily suggests Aaron Rodgers will return to Pittsburgh. When you combine his established history and deep trust in Mike McCarthy, the front office aggressively upgrading his receiving corps, and the undeniable momentum of a division title, the ultimate resolution seems glaringly obvious. When the announcement comes before the NFL draft, it won't be shocking. It will confirm what everyone in league circles already expects. Aaron Rodgers is running it back for one more season. One more chance with a coach who won a Super Bowl with him 13 years ago in Green Bay. The secret wasn't a contract demand. The secret was that no contract had been offered yet. Now you know why both sides have been waiting and why the next 3 weeks will finally force a resolution. If you want to stay ahead of NFL contract news and insider reports, subscribe for weekly breakdowns of the biggest moves shaping the league.